What's up everybody, JB Tech Fanatic back again with another video. As always, I want to start this video by thanking each of you for joining me. If you have not yet subscribed, I'd be so honored if you would consider. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And if you want to know when the latest content is available, don't forget to click the notifications to on. Today we are back with a brand new Samsung soundbar. This is the Q60C. Now, if you've watched my channel before, you know I love Samsung products, when they're quality, of course, and I love audio products. Sometimes we don't realize that, there's not always just top tier or bottom tier. There's different products for different reasons. Features, specifications, size of your living room or the room that it's going in. Does your TV offer DolbyAtmos? Do you need an extra HDMI pass-through port? These are all things that you should take into account when purchasing a sound product. Now, what I've loved that Samsung started doing is they really have a product for everyone. They really do. I mean, if you look at their website right now, and I'll list them up here, they have so many different variants to choose from. This one is sort of a budget, but also has the features and specifications that you want. MSRP of $499. So what we're going to do today is we're going to unbox it, take a close-up look, cover all the specifications. I'm going to go over setup. I'm going to tell you how I think you should set it up to maximize your performance, and then give you my honest opinion if it's worth your hard-earned money. I can't wait to get started. Let's do this. We are now looking at the box of the Soundbar Q60C. Doesn't really have much on it. DolbyAtmos, DTS, HDMI, pretty plain and ugly box, to be honest. Everything is all nice and wrapped nicely and secure. You like to see that, especially when dealing with electronics. All right, I got everything pulled out. So you see what we have here. We have the wall mount. It comes with the base module, the one remote with batteries, of course the sound bar. It gives you an HDMI cable for the HDMI ARC, and then of course the ability to plug both the base and the bar into the wall. For those of you that are wondering, it does of course include the one remote that I said before. This is actually a quality one remote. I know a few years back it was just a really plasticky, finicky, felt everything banging around inside of it. This one's definitely solid. However, it does take batteries. It is not the USB Type-C, but quality, and it is always good to have a remote, even though you can use your phone. And if you're gonna wall mount this bar, it does come with the bracket, and inside here it does have the screws needed. We are now looking at the base module. Few things I wanted to point out as we will do setup together. You want to run the power cable here, of course. Here is your link and standby indicator, and then your ID set button. This might need to be used when we're doing setup, so keep that in mind. Here you can see the base air hole on the back. Looking at the front side, it sort of has that mesh material. Down at the bottom, we have our Samsung branding. Other than the front mesh and then the back with its connections, otherwise we have this nice hard surface, really just plain looking, should blend in nicely. The bottom does have those sort of rubber feet to keep it from vibrating or sliding around. For those of you that are interested, let's talk about the exact size. Here we have the weight at 12.1 pounds, and then it says 7.2 by 13 by 5 by 11 by 6 is the dimensions, and of course that's in inches. At this point, we're going to move on to the soundbar. Go ahead and plug the power cable in, and let's move on. We are now looking at the soundbar from the top. First thing I notice, we have the Samsung branding over on the left front. Here we have our controls, volume up, down, source, power. And I like the fact that this is a metal. It's easy to clean. The cloth gets all those little white fuzzies caught in it. So again, build quality is beautiful. As far as the size, 40.6 by 2 by 2 by 4.1. That's the official measurements. We are now looking at the front of the bar. You can see it has that slim profile and the lights catching it just right. You can see a couple of those speakers there. We are now looking at the back of the bar. It's plastic. You can also see it says DolbyAtmos, DTS, and HDMI, Energy Star. And then of course you can see that the cables are going to be able to sit nice and flush as it has these openings for you. Looking at the bottom of the bar, it does have a couple rubber feet, keep it from sliding around or vibrating. Here we're going to take a look at our connections in a second. But overall, great build quality, good size, not too heavy, not too big, but definitely feels well made. So now we are looking at our connection methods. Here we have our HDMI. Then we have our HDMI ARC, our eARC, and then of course we have our digital optical connection. So you get an extra HDMI cable to directly run something in there. Let's just say a Blu-ray player, game console. Then we're going to connect our TV, in this case using the HDMI eARC. If you don't have a TV with HDMI eARC, you can just go ahead and use optical. Be aware, to get Dolby Atmos, you will need an HDMI cable to do so. Samsung does include an HDMI 2.1 eARC cable. Go ahead and plug that in now. On the other side of the bar, we have a USB 5 volt 0.5 amp connection, and then we have our DC in for connecting the power. For the power, you want to grab these two items here, plug this in like this. Now you're going to run the DC 24 in here, and then we're going to plug it in the wall. We are now looking at the Samsung One remote for your soundbar. We have a power button, source button, we have the Bluetooth pairing button, play, pause, and then we have our touchpad, mute, sound mode, we have the info, we have volume up, down for the bass and the bar. We have channel level, we have the settings, and we have tone control. We're going to take a close-up look at the little display here. This is very useful. Right now I'm hitting input. We have DN, HDMI, Bluetooth, USB. Also, you can see your volume up and down, and then power, of course. Also, format. So as an example, if you have a Dolby Atmos content coming on, it will actually say Atmos. That way you know what is actually coming through. Extremely useful, and it's, bright enough so you can see it nice and clear from anywhere in your room. I'm going to set up the soundbar with our TV. Here I'm going to go ahead and use my Samsung 8K TV. If you have a Samsung TV and it has the Q audio features, that is a definite plus. What that is, it utilizes the TV speakers and the soundbar at the same time. First thing we need to do is we're going to go into our sound setting menu. We're going to go over to, actually let's start at sound output now. It's already there on mine, but we're going to go here. When you're in this menu, you're going to have several options. Let's just pay attention to the Q60C. Here you can see it says HDMI eARC. This will be the soundbar by itself. If you have a Samsung TV that has the Q audio features, this will pop up, TV plus soundbar. Again, utilizing the speakers in the TV and the soundbar at the same time. Pick whatever one applies. Of course, I recommend it TV and soundbar if available. So go ahead and click, and now that will be set as your audio source. Now we're going to go in to expert settings. Now, expert settings, there's a few things that you can look at. One, if you have HDMI eARC mode, I recommend leaving this on auto. Digital audio output, leave this on auto. In this case, doesn't matter what brand, just leave it on auto. The output audio delay I put to 0 unless you have some issues. You can always adjust accordingly. In this case, we have Dolby Atmos, so go ahead and make sure that's turned on. And also for those of you that like maybe the possibility of connecting two sound bars at the same time, one running optical, one running ARC, you can turn this on here. Once this is all set, we're pretty much ready to go. When I hit volume up now, you should see TV plus soundbar, and that lets you know that both are activated. Back out one time and we can go into sound mode. Here you have standard, surround, game, and adaptive sound. Again, this will vary by TV. I like adaptive sound, and if I'm gaming, I use game. Those are my recommendations. I wanted to cover how to connect your TV and soundbar using Bluetooth. In your TV sound output menu, scroll down until you see Bluetooth speaker list. Go ahead and click. Once you do that, grab your one remote to your soundbar, press the pair Bluetooth button, which is here in the top right corner. Once you do that, you're going to be able to see your soundbar, Q60C. Go ahead and click connect. Once it is connected, you will now be able to use it as an item. Here you can see soundbar, Q6C, series Bluetooth. You see those little green marks there. That means that the audio is coming out and it is set. You just simply press enter, and at any time, if you want to switch back to ARC, or if you want TV plus soundbar, you simply would just click. You can see the green lines. When those are going, that's what the output is set to, and you are good to go. You will notice something here. Again, we are still connected to Bluetooth. Now when I go to sound mode, it adds DTS Virtual X. So this is a special Bluetooth connection for DTS. And again, this will only appear when you're connected via Bluetooth from a compatible TV that puts out this signal. So that's pretty cool. Great way to connect to Bluetooth. And good sound out of it. Now when you press volume up, you'll see, I get it, it's kind of cut off there, but you can tell that it's connected to Bluetooth. And in my quick toggle menu, you can see soundbar, Bluetooth little symbol there, so it's easy to access also from the quick menu. On through settings and setup, we have the one remote in front of us. This is important because the rest of our settings can be achieved using this remote on the bar itself. There's three buttons at the bottom that you can see. We have, of course, channel level, then we have our settings sound control button, and then we have our tone control button. The channel level, when pressed the settings, you can adjust the center level and top level are displayed in sequence. The desired settings can be adjusted up and down, and then if you do add the rear speakers, which I did, those can also be adjusted. Next on the settings button there, we have sound control. When pressed the setting, you can use voice enhance, on or off, night mode, and sync. You also have virtual, on and off. These are displayed in sequence. The desired settings can be adjusted with the up and down buttons. Again, we're using this side here. Tone control, adjust your treble and your bass. You can go from +6 to -12, I believe. We'll look at that in one moment. So now that you see that, we're going to pay close attention to the little digital screen there. I also wanted to point something out that I find very useful. If you want to know the sound format that's coming through your bar at any time, should have showed you that. That little I button there, when you press that button, it will display whether it's coming through ARC, Bluetooth, or optical, and then it will say what the format is. In this case, I have DolbyAtmos. You'll see that sort of scroll through. Now, let's just quickly go through this. I'm going to hit this channel level. Here you see center, and then when I adjust, you could see +6, and if I go down, it goes to -12. If you hit the channel level again, you scroll through each item. Then we have the settings icon. Here you can see voice enhancement. Night mode is the next one. Sync, virtual, and then it goes back to voice. Now we're going to go to tone control. Treble. Now you go -12 or +6. For me, I actually let this sit at +3, so that's what I'm recommending. Adjust as you see fit. Press it again and you're going to go to bass. I of course like bass, so I go up to +6. As far as leaving on voice enhancement, I do so when I cannot crank the TV up. So, you know, nighttime, people are sleeping, that's when I use voice enhancement, but I really recommend this for anyone that's maybe, you know, hard of hearing, or you want that dialogue really drawn out. It does a great job at that. And as far as virtual, I leave that on. And then night mode, again, it just kind of tones down the bass and everything. You can leave that on at night if you'd like, but remember, it's going to tone down everything. I typically keep it off for my personal settings. To begin the sound test, best thing you can do is put on some headphones to try to hear what I'm hearing. Of course, it's not going to be as good on YouTube, but at least it'll give you an idea. I'm going to start with just HDMI, meaning we're going to use the soundbar and the bass module only. I will use the Q settings after we do this. Let's begin.
Welcome to Dolby Atmos. Please put on your headphones. It's a new way to experience sound. Unlike stereo, which is limited to 2 audio channels, Dolby Atmos can manipulate individual sounds in 3D space to position sounds all around you. Sounds can move above you, far away, or right up close. Let's compare. This is stereo, and this is Dolby Atmos. Dolby Atmos can build worlds of sound to tell any story. It catches all the little details, puts you in the center of the action. It sounds just like the real world, and transports you to faraway lands. Go inside the story with breakthrough sound.
I am now going to flip Q back on so you can hear it together with the bar and Samsung TV. I'm now going to show you some dialogue. Sorry, due to copyrights, I'm just going to use my own YouTube video. Here we are just listening specifically for how crisp the voice is. I know this is very important to a lot of you, so let's try it out.
To know when the latest content is available, don't forget to click the notifications to on. Today we are back with Samsung. This is Samsung's latest premium soundbar series. This is the brand new Q99OB. It features Dolby Atmos and DTS:X, as well as some of your favorite audio formats. This is also the first soundbar system by Samsung that features wireless Dolby Atmos. Today what we're going to do is unbox, go over what you get.
So now we're going to do a music sound test. I apologize about the music. I can't use a lot on YouTube, but what I'm going to do is I have my phone connected via Bluetooth, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit play so you at least can get an idea. I will say this, especially for the size, it really is a great sounding soundbar for music. So let's go ahead and hit play and see how it sounds. Time to go through the specifications. This is the Q Series 3.1 channel Dolby Atmos soundbar, HW-Q60C. Number of channels is 3.1, number of speakers is 7, 340 watts of power, featuring a wireless bass module and a center speaker. It is compatible with rear speakers, model number SWA9200S, so it is a complete wireless sub. Sound mode, we have surround sound expansion, game, adaptive light, DTS Virtual X, and standard. It does have auto AV sync and Dolby Atmos, Dolby True HD, Dolby Digital Plus, Dolby MAT, and Atmos Music. It also features DTS 5.1 channel, night mode, and voice enhance with the LPCM multi-channel. It does feature full 4K HDR10 Plus video pass-through and has 8 AV decoding formats: WAV, MP3, WMA, OGG, FLAC, AAC, and AIFF. Connectivity, we have an HDMI in and HDMI out. It features HDMI CEC and HDMI eARC. We can use USB music playback because it has a USB port, auto power link, digital auto input optical cable, and it also has Bluetooth multi-connection with Bluetooth power on. It does, of course, come with a one remote with batteries, and the Bluetooth codecs is SBC and AAC. The total product weight, bar, and the base module is going to be 25 pounds, with the soundbar weighing 19.8 pounds and the base module weighing 12.1 pounds. It comes with your power adapter, your wall mount kit, and an HDMI 2.1 cable, and then of course your one remote. It does have ETC tap sound. It does have a demo mode if you want shop mode. It comes with a 1-year warranty, and this is the Titan black color, and of course this is the only color that I know of as of now, and this product is certified and is part of the key features Q series. So what that means is you can allow the speakers of your Samsung TV that's compatible to work at the same time in unison with the soundbar, creating a more immersive experience. It's something you got to try. It's something that when it first came out, I didn't think was that great, but this day and age, it really does make a difference.
Let's begin with my review. Before I start this review, I want to make it very clear that this product, I am basing my review off of the price of the product. This is not Samsung's top-end soundbar system. I'm not trying to say it is. I know it's not. Just wanted to make that clear. However, for the price category, which is $499 MSRP, often on sale for $100 or $200 less than that, this is a great little soundbar. First, the build quality. It's got a beautiful build quality. It fits perfectly under your Samsung or another brand TV. It looks just like Samsung's top-end bar. It's got that nice metal mesh build, if you would. It's got the digital screen on the front, which is bright and it's easy to read. It's got the controls up top. We have HDMI pass-through, which is great. Of course, we have HDMI eARC, which is the enhanced ARC. So that's, you know, the upper end of HDMI audio ports. You still get the optical connection. It has Bluetooth wireless connection, so you can use that for your TV or for your mobile device. In addition to that, you also have the tap and play with your Samsung devices that you can just easily tap your phone and play your music. So really it has everything that you need, but what it is missing is wireless connectivity. When I say that, I mean Wi-Fi. Therefore, you do not have any virtual assistants built in, and you cannot control this bar with Samsung SmartThings. Now, for me, that's a must. I like to have multi-room audio that you can play wirelessly with another soundbar of Samsung's. This cannot do that. Bluetooth only. Other than that, again, everything else on the soundbar is well built and it gives you everything you need to have a great experience. The bass module. The bass module, in my opinion, really rattles that room. It doesn't rattle. That's probably not the best thing to say, but it, you know, the explosions, or if you're listening to music, the bass sounds great and it doesn't vibrate and it doesn't sound distorted. So for the size of the bass module, it sounds really great. I'm going to say this, and it kind of threw me off. I typically buy the top tier soundbars. I love soundbars. I love sound systems. I review them. And this is something that when I turned on, I wasn't expecting much out of it. And that's just to be honest with you. Me and my son, when we first turned it on and we turned it up, we were both in shock. This thing sounds amazing. I mean, I would put it up against some $1,000, maybe $1,100 sound systems. Now, not all, of course, $1,000, $1,100, but some it competes with. In addition to that, the One Remote. The One Remote is a product that I like. I love Samsung products. I like that they give you a full-fledged One Remote. And of course, you have to use the remote to control this bar. So you have all the functions needed on your remote to control this bar and adjust the settings like you need to or like you like them. Overall, this product looks great. It sounds great. I highly recommend it. It really really, really adds to the atmosphere of if you're, you know, have like a theater room, or if you have a smaller room or a medium-sized room, this is a great product. It'd be great for an apartment. It would be great for a dorm, because, you know, in some environments, you can't always crank something up. And don't get me wrong, if you crank this up in an apartment, you're likely going to get a complaint. However, it sounds great whether you're listening to it at lower volumes or higher. So even cranking it up in the 70s, it doesn't start to distort and sound bad. In addition to that, if you have Samsung TVs with the Q features, this is something that they still gave you with this bar. And you know, that wasn't always the case. So this syncs the speakers in the bar with your TV, and it utilizes them all together. And you know what? There's no audio delay. It sounds great and it works perfectly. So really, this is a product, I think, for most people. This is going to give you great audio clarity. It's great, you know, for enhancing voice. If you have a hard time hearing voice, like my mother-in-law, I turn this on for her, boom, she's happy. She can hear it just perfectly. Music sounds great. Movie sounds great. We have our Dolby Atmos, which is a great format most of us want. You get a 7-speaker system. You can add rear speakers to it if you'd like. A side note to that, I found this very fascinating. I literally turned this on and it automatically synced with my other 2 Samsung soundbars, you know, top tier last year and this year, and I didn't do anything. So when I turned the other soundbar off, this one worked with it. When I shut this one off, my other soundbar automatically connected. So it worked with the rear speakers flawlessly. And to be honest with you, when it was connected to it, I was having a hard time telling a difference as to what system was running. So another thing I wanted to bring up about this is a great soundbar if you want to add more sound. Maybe you have the Samsung 8K TV, or you have an upper end Samsung TV and you want to just take the sound to a crazy level. Use the double output, meaning it puts through output through HDMI ARC and through optical. Hook this up through optical, keep the base module connected to it, and then hook up your other bar through HDMI and turn them on together, and you are in for a treat. It's pretty amazing. All in all, this bar for the price is outstanding. I highly recommend it. Definitely go check it out. Honestly, I think this is a great product. I'm totally shocked by it, and that's the truth. Go buy it. Let's talk about placement. Now, this is very important to maximize your experience with your product. Starting with the soundbar. The soundbar, you want to have it ear level, directly facing at your sitting area. Do not put your soundbar up high when your sitting area is down low. You want the front facing the sitting area. You want to put the soundbar right to the rim of the TV. So slide it almost under the TV, but not right to the back side of it. So just slide it right to the back and let it line up right with the TV, right? Just like that. Once that's done, you do not want anything blocking your soundbar. Nothing above it, nothing in front of it, and nothing blocking the sides. You want clear line of sight to whatever environment you're in. What I mean by that is, acoustics are everything when really trying to get that experience. Do not put a curtain where a speaker should be bouncing off a wall, if that makes sense. If you have, you know, side firing speakers, you don't want to put a picture frame right there or a curtain right there. You want it to hit the wall, ricochet off, because Dolby Atmos is all about the environment, right? It's about being immersion all around you. So simple with the soundbar, line of sight, get it at the right height. Don't block anything above, beside, or in front. You're good to go. HDMI eARC cable, if you can do it, do it. That should be your first choice. If you have that choice versus optical, go with HDMI. It's better. Now, base module. Base module can be in several different spots. You can either have it up front next to your TV or TV stand to the left or the right. In this case, you want the front facing the couch or sitting area. If it's up by the TV, it should be facing this way. The air is coming out of the back of this one, so we're good.
You don't want to push it up against the wall. You want to give it about, 6 to 12 inches of space. Let it breathe. Let the system hit you. You're good to go. What I recommend is putting the bass module next to the couch with the speaker facing the TV and slightly touching your sitting area. This gives you immersion. When there's an explosion, it vibrates your sitting area. It's something that just adds to the experience, and I really like it. Completely up to you. You can put it to the left, right, or behind the couch. Just have it touching. Again, play with it. Try different ways. Of course, you have to have somewhere to plug it in. It is wireless from the bar, but it must be powered by a plug. If you do add the rear speakers have a front-facing speaker, an up-facing speaker, and a side-firing speaker. Again, just remember, let's pretend that this is my couch, okay? We got speakers that have front-facing. I'm gonna put it slightly behind my couch, facing right at the sitting area. The side speakers are not facing in towards the sitting area. The side speakers should be facing out to ricochet around you. The side that's plastic, which has no speaker, is the one that should be facing in towards the sitting area. Up-firing speakers, if you have those, they should have direct line of sight to the ceiling. You don't want anything above them. You don't want it hitting a fan, especially not a fan, right? The fan chops up the sound as it's going up. Best case scenario, you want it to have a direct line of sight to the ceiling. This will give you the best immersion. Let me say this, everybody's environment is different. I understand. You can change this. This is just my opinion. You can do whatever sounds best to you. This is just what I have found that works well for me. Don't feel freaked out if it's a little different. Just try different things out, and remember, direct line of sight and being able to get those acoustics of the room will give you the best results. That wraps up my review on the brand new Samsung Soundbar Q60C. This is a product that I think is well built, and it will add excitement and enjoyment to anyone that's looking to really expand upon their sound system. It has a great build quality, and I think it's priced right for just about anyone to enjoy. If I missed anything about this product, please reach out to me in the comments section. I will try to help you as best as possible. As always, I'd like to slow things down for a moment and remind you life is so short. Don't forget to love your family, love your neighbors. Go out today and do a small act of kindness for someone. It is amazing how the smallest act of kindness can change someone's day. The world is a mess right now, and the only people that can change it is you and I. I also want to remind you, I do YouTube for you and you only. I would love for you to subscribe to the channel, and if I can help you in any way, I'm glad to try to help. Just reach out to me in the comments, or you can follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at JBTechFanatic. I would love to meet you over there also. As always, thank you for joining me. Stay safe. I can't wait to talk to you in the comments and see you in the next video. And until then, I'm JB Tech Fanatic, and I'm out. Peace.